best stories in sports. This is an E60 feature presentation.
In life, you get very few opportunities.
Friday night, August 30th, Hoover, Alabama.
I've worked y'all's ass off. I've tried to kill you, and you know it. I've worked you as hard as any football team.
This 55-year-old coach stands in the center of a high school football storm.
1 versus 1. Georgia versus Alabama.
Tonight, in the stadium that was once his home, he addresses his team from the visitors' locker room.
We get an award every week. Every week we in a war. Every week we're in a dogfight.
How do you think the outside world sees Rush Propst, the football coach?
You get after their ass like it ain't no tomorrow. At times, push to the limit. Get up, God dang it, let's go. At times, overbearing. Run, pound it, be athletic, run, run, run. At times, probably a little bit out of control. Let's go.
There was a time when Rush Propst seemed unstoppable. A 5-time state champion and the popular polarizing personality behind the MTV reality show Two-A-Days.
It took him from being the best-known high school football coach in Alabama to being one of the best-known coaches in the country.
Because all you guys, you think you scholarship worthy, you know who holds that key? Who you think holds that key? Ding, me.
He was just someone who was arrogant, and I think the word prick pretty accurately described him.
You beat the piss out of him. I'm talking about beat the piss out of him.
I could see this heading toward an epic train wreck.
I hear people say all the time, I have no regrets. Well, good luck, because I got 1,000,000 of them.
January 1999, just outside Birmingham, Alabama, Hoover High School hires 41-year-old Rush Propst to turn around its scuffling football program.
It's a great challenge. Stated, I think it's the greatest coaching job in the state of Alabama.
I really believe deep down if Stephanie hadn't been there, that I probably wouldn't have taken that job.
Stephanie Duck, Propst's 29-year-old girlfriend, lived just 40 minutes from Hoover High School.
I was immediately attracted to him, just because, I guess his personality is very charismatic. I think he's arrogant, which is what most people think of him.
The first time I met her, it was just different. She was bright, personality, bubbling.
The time that we spent together, we wanted to be together, so it didn't matter about anything else.
But there was something else. Rush Propst was already married. 9 years before arriving at Hoover in 1990, he wed his high school girlfriend, Tammy Cox. Rush and his wife, Tammy, who declined our request for an on-camera interview, have 3 children. Jacob is their oldest.
What's he like as a dad?
He's good. Of course, being a football coach, he's not always there in the fall, but that's completely understandable.
Rush's wife attended nearly all of her husband's games. She did not know that a few sections away sat the other woman. After every game, Rush would find Stephanie in the stands and point to her. They would meet in parking lots just to say hello and have dinner with friends, but leave in separate cars.
I think Stephanie knew from day one that what our role was. She knew that I was eventually going to move on and that we were going to start and have a life together.
Well, in his controlling ways, it made sense what he would say, let's just wait until we can get through this, and then we will have our time.
Probst had his time on the football field.
Go out and kick their ass on national TV. Let's go.
He led Hoover to the state championship in 2000 and 2002.
It never gets old. I mean, you know, winning's winning, and very excited.
Then, after winning the state championship in 2003, Rush posed with Stephanie for this picture. At the time, she was pregnant with his child.
What do you do? How do you handle this? How in the world are you going to bring a child into this mess, you know? But then, I mean, what's the alternative? There's no alternative.
In July of 2004, Stephanie gave birth to a baby boy. The couple chose not to list Rush's name on the birth certificate.
That was hard. You know, still in protection mode. I wasn't telling nothing, nobody, anything.
Stephanie and the baby remained a secret, and Rush chose to stay married.
I believe in those vows. I do believe in holy matrimonial marriage. I do. I know it doesn't sound like it. It doesn't appear.
But to a certain extent, you hadn't lived up to those vows.
No. I have not.
In 2005, MTV's cameras captured Probst winning an unprecedented fourth straight title.
Rush Probst, like him or loathe him, is one heck of a high school football coach.
I really felt like he was the third college team in the state behind Auburn and Alabama. He had grown that important.
Behind the scenes, while still married, Rush and his girlfriend Stephanie had 2 more children.
I mean, he would just hold them when he had time, which wasn't very much. I mean, it would be late at night, or he might come by for lunch or something.
When you were going through all this at Hoover, what is it like having 2 families?
You know, just no different than it is having one.
It was crazy how we ever thought that was ever going to work, and you're just trying to keep it all together.
Do you feel like at times that you're a little bit of a phony? Yeah, I did. I faced that guilt several times that I felt that way. I remember asking this question, how did you get yourself in this situation? I mean, I bet I asked myself that hundreds of times, you know, why? I knew that it was going to crash and burn. I didn't know when.
In early 2007, Rush interviewed for his dream job, to work for Nick Saban at Alabama. Saban asked Probst if the rumors of his affair were true. Probst told him they were, and the job was gone.
I called him one day, and I said, Rush, there are vicious, vile stories making the rounds about you. And he said, Paul, that's a bunch of crap. And I hung up. I knew he was lying.
That summer, a newspaper reporter broke the news on Paul Feinbaum's radio show.
And he began telling the story. This was a lie of epic proportions. This was someone who had a dual life. So all of a sudden, it was like a bomb going off.
What was it like when you talked to Tammy for the first time?
She asked me. I think she knew. But to really be honest with you, we were not talking at the time a lot. I would not tell her anything. I would just...
Why wouldn't you tell her?
Didn't want to deal with it.
Did you ever step down to protect the program?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I felt like that it was becoming a distraction, oh, yeah.
In October, with rumors of the affair as well as academic violations swirling, Rush decided to come clean. He told his wife Tammy everything. He then gathered their 3 children around the dining room table and confessed to them as well.
I was angry. I wanted to come across the table and kill him, to be honest with you. I just always thought that Dad was at work.
I remember leaving there that day going, if it could get any worse, please show me how.
Basically told us that he loved us, and then he went to practice.
The next day, October 30th, 2007, Rush Propst resigned.
I am remorseful for what I've done. I have failed you as a community.
When you make a deal with the devil, you're going to get bad results.
Criticize me for having an affair. Do what you want to do. Be judgmental.
It was so out of control. There were so many things out of control. You didn't know what to do.
I failed miserably as a person, and I could not fix it.
Nobody could. For 2 months, no one would hire him. Enter Colquitt County High School in Moultrie, Georgia, 200 miles south of Atlanta.
We needed a football coach that could win.
Starting defense right there about the 40. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The hometown Packers had just finished 2-8. The unspoken agreement in this southern Georgia Bible Belt community was clear. You save our football team, we'll help save you.
If you don't have any sin, you get to cast the first stone.
I don't know of a better place that I could have come than this place to get my life back in order.
A year after arriving in Moultrie, Rush got divorced. That summer, on August 1st, 2009, he and Stephanie married.
If he had repeated the errors of his ways, I personally would have gone to him, said things that only a mama should say to her son.
16 months after the wedding, there was terrible news. Rush had throat cancer.
And I'm just stunned. And I'm looking at her, and I think she's looking at me thinking like, we've got this life together now, and you may not be here.
I think in the back of your mind, you think you deserve this, you know, in a way.
Doctors surgically removed half the lymph nodes from Rush's neck. He underwent radiation treatment. 3 months after the initial diagnosis, doctors told Rush his body was cancer-free.
Well, he's definitely changed. He's definitely at home more. Spends more time with his kids. Having cancer showed him that his time is limited.
Rush's oldest son from his first marriage, Jacob, moved to Moultrie to play for his father. Rush built the Packers into another prep power.
Line up, line up, line up, tempo, tempo, tempo.
Which brings us back to August 30th, Hoover, Alabama.
Let's go to war today, man.
Rush Propst returns to the place where 6 years earlier, his dynasty was derailed.
Tonight is the first time that Rush Propst is back in Hoover, Alabama.
He's facing his demons, there's no doubt about it.
And King is in for a touchdown. Well, Rush Propst's return has been good so far. Trying to stretch to the sideline, and he does for a touchdown.
Come on now.
And he gets a block inside the 10. He's good. Touchdown.
Suck your guts up. Don't go that damn boozing mentality bullshit.
Play action. A throw to Parker. Hoover with a touchdown.
When it's all over, Rush's team falls 24-10.
Hey, man. Great job, man. Good job. Great job.
He walks off this field in front of these people for the first time with Stephanie by his side. He insists, no more secrets, no more lies.
Good to see you. Good seeing you.
Glad you're doing well, Coach.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Take care, bud.
I will never, ever have another day in my life that football dominates my life, and I allow it to be number one over and beyond the other things.
Listen, with Rush, you always have to wonder, are you being played? It is my belief that this is not a play, that this is real.
Why should people trust now that this is the truth?
Only time will tell.